All right, this is Honors Purple, Chapter 5, Lesson 3. It's on the angles of triangles. I'll be doing the guided practice off page 392 in just a moment. So here I have a couple triangles. I'm going to start with this one over here. They're asking for what the measurement of angle B is. And I obviously have an isosceles triangle because I have two angles that measure up, and if I have two angles that measure up, I have two sides that measure up. But I don't know what B is. So here's one thing you have to know, that the interior angles, that means the inside angles, so this angle, and this angle of any triangle, don't care what it looks like, the interior angles always add up to be 180 degrees. Okay, so 65 plus B equals 180 degrees, which I could write down. I'm going to go ahead and combine like terms. That gets me 130 plus whatever B is equals 180. We're in an algebraic equation, so obviously they added 130. We're going to subtract 130, and you're going to get B equals 50 degrees. So B is a 50 degree angle, and now 50 plus 65 equals 180. That adds up to be a triangle. So this other triangle, they gave me some information about. They gave me this symbol, which means that that's a right angle. Then they gave me an exterior. Notice, not an interior. K is an interior angle. C is an interior angle. This right angle is an interior angle. This is an exterior angle. Well, one of the things your chapter reminded you of is that an exterior angle is equal to the sum of the interior remote angles, which means not the one that's adjacent to it, but the other two, the remote ones, not adjacent on the interior, K and 90 in this case, have to equal 150. So you could set that up as K plus 90 equals 150. All right, well that's an easy enough to solve algebraic equation. They added 90, so let's subtract 90. K equals 60. Now, that's not the only way to solve it. You could have recognized that these two are adjacent and supplementary. They add up to be 180, right? So if they add up to 180, you could have said, well, I know that C plus 150 equals 180. They added 150, so let's subtract 150. You get C equals 30 degrees. And then once again, just to make sure, here we see it, 30 plus 60 plus 90 is 180, which makes our triangle. So that's an understanding of an exterior angle adding up to the sum of the two remote interior angles. All right, so let's do a couple problems. Number one on page 392 asks for, I guess, the measure of angle x. I should find it in my book to make sure what it asks. It says, find the value of x in the triangle. Okay, so what do these three add up to be? This interior, and this interior of every triangle add up to be 180. So if I say x plus 75 plus 60 equals 180. Then it's just a matter of combining like terms. X plus 135 equals 180. And solving, they added 135. Let's subtract 135. We get x equals 45 degrees. So that has to be a 45 degree angle. Number two, what is the value of x in the sail of the sailboat? So I just drew the sail of the sailboat. They told you x, we have a 20 degree angle and a 70 degree angle. So once again, 20 plus 70 plus x. So let me go ahead and combine my like terms. 20 plus 70 is 90. 90 plus x has to equal 180 because every triangle, when you add up the interior angles, the three interior angles, you get 180. So they added 90. Let's subtract 90 from both sides. You get x equals 90. So that actually is a right angle, and x equals 90 degrees. All right, last one. Angle LMN, the angles are in the ratio of 1 to 2 to 5. Well, that doesn't seem to help us very much. The ratio is 1 to 2 to 5. Okay, well, I don't know what it is, but if I have a ratio, I'm going to call 1 x. That's an unknown. Well, if this is x and this is a ratio of 1 to 2, then this must be 2x. And if this is a ratio of 1 to 5, well, then that's going to be 5x. All right, well, I'm starting to get somewhere here. If I add all these up, I do know the angle measurement because it's a triangle. So if I add this plus this plus this, I'm going to get 180 degrees. Every triangle adds up to 180 degrees. So let me combine like terms. 5x, 7x, 8x equals 180 degrees. Okay, well that's an easy enough problem. All I have to do is undo what they did. They multiplied by 8. We're going to divide by 8. You get 180 divided by 8. You get 22.5. So x equals 22.5 degrees. There's the 1x. If I double that, 2x, that one is going to be 45 degrees. And if I take that times 5, I'm going to get 112.5 degrees. And if I add those three together, guess what I'm going to get? If I added that together, I get my 8x, which equals 180, the exact same way it should be. 8x equals 180. So those are my three angles. X would be a 22.5 degree angle, 2x would be 45 degree angle, and 5x would be 112.5 degree angle. So I could look at that and say, well, that's an obtuse scalene triangle. Oh, I didn't show where I was solving that, sorry. So let me go back through that just a little bit. So I found out what 1x was. I took it times 2 to get my 2x, took it times 5 to get 112.5 over my 5x. So x times 2 times 5 all adds up to 180, and we know that what x was to solve that, and we can actually go back and then get the 1x, the 2x, and the 5x from our ratio.